This podcast may contain offensive content. You have been warned. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast podcast. This is Season 7, The Shadow Menace. If you're an old listener, thank you for coming back. If you're a new listener, thank you for coming along for the first time. We hope you enjoy what's about to happen. It is great to be back. It is great to finally, we get a chance to play online, and then we actually get a chance to play face-to-face again towards the end of our recordings. So it has been an amazing season. I can't wait for you to all listen to it. I hope you have an amazing time. Now, let's get into some news. First of all, this show is sponsored by The Storytelling Collective. Now, if you don't know what The Storytelling Collective is, it is a collective of instructors who've come together to help teach us how to write better TTRPG adventures, how to market ourselves a little bit better. It is an amazing, amazing collection of people. They're doing some amazing stuff. I did one of their courses back a year ago or so. It was an awesome, awesome time. They have fantastic instructors, and it doesn't matter your experience level. If you're new to writing adventures or if you're old to writing adventures, this has something for you. You will learn something for sure. I just enrolled for one of their November sessions for better marketing because that's a skill I feel I need to improve. And the community is amazing. It is so supportive that everyone coming together to do the same thing. I highly recommend you check them out. You can go to their website at storytellingcollective.com, or you can find them on Twitter at storytellingco. Give them a visit, give them a follow, and they've expanded into 3 paths as well. You can go down the Call of Cthulhu path to better your skills of an adventure writer for Call of Cthulhu. They have the D&D 5th edition, so if you want to work on your Dungeons and Dragons adventures, they will help you out. And they've also got a general path. It's kind of like a potpourri, a hodgepodge for all the other RPG games out there. And if you wish to give see if it's for you, and I think it will be for you if you really give it a chance. They do a free preview path that just shows you like the bunch of lessons that they do, what the experience is going to be like, and I know for sure you're going to love it. You don't have much time left though. The last day to register will be November 10th, and then you got to wait for the summertime. But if you can't make it, that's all right. You can still catch them in the summertime for their summer courses. So if you don't catch it now, you can still catch it in the summer, and then all will be good. But again, please go follow them on Twitter. Go check out their website. They are all amazing. The instructors are so good. The lesson plans are easy to follow. And like I said, it doesn't matter your experience level. You will learn something new. It is so good. And it's great to see a platform where everyone gets a chance to tell their stories. Now, before we jump into the new season, just a friendly reminder to everyone that you can find us on Twitter at Diecast Podcast. You can find us on any app that plays a podcast. So that's your Stitchers, your iTunes, your Google Plays, and of course on our own website at www.flyinglizardstudio.com, and our own Discord and YouTube channel. Those links will be in the posts and tweets down below. Click them, follow them, and if you really want to help us out, leave a rating, leave a review on the podcast apps, because that helps us out a ton. Now, a couple of things to know about this premiere is, one, we get interrupted by a thunderstorm, so there may be a little bit of a jump where thunder decided to rain down upon us. So we just gave it a little bit of a break, came back, wait for all the noise and thunder and lightning to be done, and jump right back into it. And secondly, stay tuned to the end. Bria did something awesome for Exandria United, where she did a little stinger at the end, and I loved that idea so much my jaw dropped. What an amazing thing to do. It's so good. I had to put that into my own DM's toolbox. So stay tuned for a little stinger, a little treat for the listeners only, because the players have no idea that it's going to be there. Other than that, it is great to be back. I missed y'all. I hope everyone's safe. I hope everyone's vaccinated, and I hope you get a chance to tell everyone how you feel. It's good to be back. Let's jump right into the episode. I'll see you next week, next Tuesday. Let the adventure begin again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Diecast podcast. I am your host and DM, Johnny, and welcome to Season 7, The Shadow Menace, as we come back with our players Steph, Adam, and Miles. And we are back at Trollskull Manor. It is Waterdeep Summer 1496. Waterdeep is doing exceptionally well. It is a boom economy. Adventurers are coming out of every single hole in the city to be paid for, claim treasure. Businesses are full of stock and trade. The streets are full of everybody. Everyone is happy. Everyone is doing great as we come down to Trollskull Manor, which has seen an expansion in its own entrepreneurial acumen. You've now become the center for an adventuring company, offering out contracts to willful and wanting adventurers going out seeking their own while still focusing on your own personal needs, as you've become this hub, this center, this communications area of many adventurers coming in, many adventurers going out. And Waywocket, your trinket store, has been doing exceptionally well in business. Shelves are full as fast as they can be and then empty out almost as quickly. It's almost occupying too much of your time. And yeah, Waterdeep is full. It is business full. And Trollskull Manor is constantly occupied. You don't think you've seen Harko, Hadar, or Lith take a break for the past couple of months. And so I'm just going to go around the table and get everyone to reintroduce themselves. We'll hold off on Adam because he's got a special introduction of who you are, where you've been, what you've been doing the past couple of months since the island of the Pooh-Bah Shabu. So let's start off with Miles and Waywocket on your gnomish adventures.
Yeah, hi everybody. It's Miles Baker back again for this season, playing Waywocket Sprocket, gnome rogue, currently at level 8. When we find Waywocket, he is at his busy writing desk and penning a letter to his sister Lorela. And it reads, "My dear beloved sister, please tell Ula that I can't believe that she was also in a fight with murderous plants. Must run in the family. Since I'm sure it's on the top of your mind, and on the topic of family, I'll do my best to heed your advice and work on forgiving Uncle Waywocket. That said, I'm very mad and conflicted. Of course I'm happy he's alive and not rotting in some unknown tomb, but he stole my identity, and that only partially overlaps with his. Okay, calming down now. Speaking of family, Alvin hasn't spilled the beans about his new boo, and my investigations have revealed no clues. And Fablin's fame seems to have been short-lived and is dying down, and that suits him just fine. His poops have become much more regular. In other news, Spocks and Sprockets is booming, but I fear it's for all the wrong reasons. I may have made some mistakes in selecting business partners, or one ex-partner, or a partner-adjacent person in particular. Either way, my list of enemies grows. But don't worry about me. I'm surrounded by good people. Tell all the squirrels I said acorn. Keep in good health, Lorela. Wiggins, Waywocket, Umpen, Crampanep, Sprocket."
That was amazing.
Yay!
That was so good. Take an inspiration right off the rip.
Woo!
Are you done? You fully satisfied of explaining what Waywocket has been up to the past couple of months?
Yeah, he's been running his busy business. His uncle has been trying to sort of buy some of his favor back while also clearing up some of the mistaken identity that Waywocket was subjected to last time. He's been gifted a ritual book, so is now also a ritual spellcaster in addition to his other weird collection of tricks. And yeah, feels a little conflicted about installing Gerlaxle to such a high place of purchase. I don't know if this is going to come up later. Definitely is worried about that crazy spying device that we found.
The reality engine.
Reality engine. Anyway, he's doing good, but a little conflicted.
Just as a comical side note, your uncle has been the type of guest at Trollskull Manor who very much eats all the complimentary continental breakfasts, and you're pretty sure, even though he's stayed in the same room for a very long time, he's stealing towels and blankets. You're not sure where he's hiding them in the room, and you know he's already well supplied with towels and blankets, but for some reason, maybe it's the thread count, maybe it's the quality, but there just doesn't seem to be enough towels or blankets around for anybody else.
Something's up with that guy.
All right, Steph and Malika, what has been going on in the Shadow Sorceress world?
Thanks for having me follow that. That was, I did not prepare. John gave me notice several times over the last few months, and yet here we are. So Amalika obviously had a pretty emotional arc last season where she was kind of trying to figure out what was going on with her family. She came to terms with the fact that her mom is alive and the fact that her father technically could be alive, with the help of some magic and the idol we destroyed. So that didn't pan out, but she's still alive. And although Amalika has been deeply suspicious of her and really kind of resentful of the whole situation, she's slowly starting to come to terms with the fact that she does in fact have a second chance to kind of reconcile and learn more about her family, her history, and her magic. So she has been training with her mom, and just, I think John described it as more Jedi X-Men training than anything, and has been honing her skills with shadow magic. So that's been going on, and she's kind of, I feel, still kind of slowly opening up to her mom, but this time, one-on-one has been pretty helpful in helping heal their frayed relationship a little bit. And like Waywalker, Amalika is having some doubts, we'll say some strong doubts about Uncle Daddy, which, is valid considering he's not a great guy. And I have a feeling that's going to come back to bite us in the ass at some point in time.
Legalized piracy tends to do that sometimes.
Yeah. So, whoops.
And we come to our third player, Adam, who has graciously retired Yosef back to the island of the Pubashabu, living the cult real estate time-sharing life. A new adventure enters the fray for a character who's not a surprise, since they've known each other for quite some time, or maybe a couple of weeks to a month worth of time. Adam, who is your new character that we are meeting in Trollskull Manor?
I am Uther, a Goliath paladin. I have traveled the mountains, slaying hags, dragons, ice dragons, water hags, and what have you. I've had a surprisingly long time for someone of my breed, and found there were no challenges ahead of me. The beast I'd never slain was my own sense of self and self-fulfillment. To that end, I joined a growing religious movement. And oh no, I've forgotten. Wait, what's sort of the slogan of my cults?
Oh, yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is ahead.
Tomorrow is ahead. Responding to this siren call. This is a very unfair speech. I joined the legions and became bodyguard and lover to Yosef the Great. Learning of his wonderful adventures and ways he saved the world, and how he still found compassion in his heart. Competent friends inspired me, and he sent me to Trollskull Alley to personally oversee the a cult. It's the locus of the movement, and also keep you two lovable jokesters in line here for the greatest quest of my life, to be self-actualized and have a lot of fun.
I think that just confirms that you don't find cults. Cults find you. So it is summertime in Waterdeep. The heat is out. Everyone's in their light, breezy summer gear. It's almost a jubilant celebratory mood on the streets of Waterdeep. Again, it's very much like a Los Angeles or a New York or a Toronto, where it is a diverse cast of characters and races walking about through the city of humanoids, elves, dwarves, kobolds, goblins, minotaurs, the whole gambit. And we find ourselves in Trollskull Manor, where it is busy. It is almost standing room only. There is a lineup outside for people wanting to get in, either for A, adventuring contracts, or B, a place to sit down and have a really good meal. Apparently, Alvin's marketing scheme has taken off, and Trollskull Manor is the place to be in the North Ward for a variety of reasons. So we find ourselves...
So wait, it's not a cult that's all in line?
No, it is actual paying customers this time.
Ooh, an upgrade.
The cult is still outside. They're only allowed in between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. on a Sunday.
Do they have their own little fenced-in area? Like they're allowed in this specific zone only?
Not in my headcanon, but I will now take that into consideration. Like, oh, that's yeah. And so for Uther, Waywocket, and Amalika, you got a note from Waywocket's uncle. He wanted to have a meeting with you all, and air quotes for the podcast listeners at home, pitch you a business proposal.
Oh, no.
He addressed it to all three of us? I'm his own... Anyway, that's fine. Okay. Well, success follows him around no matter what, even though he is definitely grinding my gears. I think we should take him up on this.
Well, what does it even say?
There's business opportunity in quotes. You put double quotes around it.
So by take him up on it, you just mean hear him out.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you gotta hear the proposal before you accept it.
Yeah.
Get a scope, okay. Something like that.
And maybe then, we can get him to stop stealing the towels.
Yeah, what is he up doing with those?
I am
Sneaking out
afraid
at night?
ways of business. However, this could be an exciting opportunity to bring us more followers, or as you call them, customers. Also, this towel issue must be broached.
Well, I think you should be on the towel duty. That's what I think.
There is more to my duties than mere towels, woman. I am the emissary of Joseph, the founder.
Okay,
of
all right.
Alley.
You better watch yourself. Like, you just no.
Towel
will not
Lord
take that.
Towel Lord is very prestigious within this organization.
I really hope by the end of this season we can make Uther like the guy from Game of Thrones. Instead of the Onion Knight, he's the Towel Knight.
Ever since
I like
you
that.
put me on Fablin duty, I am aware of you using minor inconveniences as a diversionary tactic.
Well, that's how both Harko and Hadar became useful eventually.
It's very true.
But also a little bit of humility, which is not a bad thing to learn, Uther.
I am useful now. Not only am I the emissary of Joseph at the Trollskull Alley, I am extremely fun.
That remains to be seen.
I love this character so much. Like when he says he's fun.
I feel like he's like, what's his name from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where he's like, say, I'm fun, but then it's just very much not. The captain.
Yeah,
the captain.
Yeah.
I think he does sound very much like Morbo and or Lure from Future.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the vibe I was getting for sure. Definitely.
As a GM, I will now purposely try to put in a situation where you have to say, windmills do not work that way. But there is an actual little meeting area that is oddly, it stands out because of how crowded and how packed Trollskull Manor is. It's kind of got that velvet rope fenced off area. Everyone knows this is kind of like the meeting and milling about area for new adventurers coming in to get their quests, get their missions, and head off into Wild Blue Yonder. And you just see it is 3 nice chairs in front of a wooden desk with another chair on the opposite side of it. As each of your names are on a small little card on each of the chairs for Uther and Malika. The handwriting's not the best, but an effort was put in to make it look nice, official, and fancy. Waywalkett's in the middle, and he's flanked on both sides by Malika and Uther. And as you come in and you take your seat, you see Waywalkett's uncle comes strolling around the corner. He's actually dressed in a very nice 3-piece pinstripe suit. He's got a little platinum chain that kind of hangs out from his vest and attaches to a pocket. And you see a floating platter of sticky buns go floating by. He just pulls one off the top, takes a big chunk and bite out of it. Stands up, doesn't sit down in the chair, but stands up, which is kind of gives him the illusion that he's sitting on the chair. And he says, "Oh, and I did not practice this voice at all." It's like, "I see you got my invitation, and I have," he steeples his fingers, "a business proposal for you."
Amalika holds up the little cards and is like, "You do know we own this place, right?"
"Yes, I was trying to put forth an atmosphere of professionalism."
It's nice. It's a nice touch. I just wanted to be clear, we own, this place, the towels.
I love the towels. The towels are so good. Yeah. The soft, the fluffy.
They are really good.
The thread count is very high. I feel completely dry after I use them. It is a Shangri-La of cloth and fabric wrapped around your body. It is like drying yourself off with a hearty hug.
Yeah, Uther has some opinions on towels, too.
We all agree that you abuse the towels, especially those of us who require at least 6.
All right. We could sit here all day and talk about towels, or we can talk about profit, money, and adventure.
Well, those are the businesses that we are in.
So I have a proposal. I was contacted a while ago about a possible mission into a place that is very dangerous, but when your big friend Uther came along, he's like, "Aha! This is the perfect opportunity."
Oh, that's not going to feed his ego at all.
What do you know about the Wailing Archives?
It's loud?
It is loud. It is very loud. It is.
Sounds like books that are crying.
It's actually, that's not far off of what it actually is.
I was hoping for a dragon or a hag, or, as in my new identity, a fun party with cool people.
Actually, I've got something that is in your holy line of business. The Wailing Archives used to belong to a high elf lich named Lysana Baldur. Very powerful, very learned, became a lich to extend her already expansive lifespan to acquire more arcane knowledge. She's got quite the library that she took over. She's guarded it well, magical protections, booby traps, monsters, and of course, because it's a lich, undead galore, which I'm sure your holy channeling body, as he motions over to Uther, is perfect for. And with 2 master thieves, as he points and does finger guns at Waywocket, the booby traps are not going to be a problem. And our own very shadow sorceress princess over here can neutralize any magical threats. Now you may be asking yourself, a lich is scary. A lich is dangerous. But what if I were to tell you I found out not too long ago she did not survive the death curse, and that she is no longer undead alive?
You're saying that there's a unguarded treasure trove of magical information that no one else has hit yet.
Exactly, as he steeples his fingers again.
So you
And
want
the lich is
to walk
gone.
into some hole and carry out some useless gold? Where is the glory in this?
Well, the glory is in reclaiming knowledge. It's a lich's archive. It's not even her main lair. It's not the thing she's worried about the most. It's kind of like her side home, her home away from home. So I've got a list of books that this client wants to take a part of. Just things they would like to have in their own personal library. And for every adventurer that goes on this journey together, 2,000 gold pieces. And as long as we get the stuff that's on their list, we can keep whatever else we find. And I don't know if you know anything about ancient magical elf liches, but if they've been alive for 1,000 years and then extended that with lichdom, it's a lot of stuff in there.
What's the catch?
Well, the catch is it's full of undead booby traps and things that'll probably try and kill us as soon as we step inside.
Yeah,
That's it?
He was pretty upfront with the catch.
Yeah. Just like being clear here, like, no other catches.
Is it monsters or is it just something lame like darts or pits?
Well, she was a very smart lady. She was very magically inclined. And there is a history of adventurers trying to go in there beforehand and never coming out again, and their families are still wondering what happened to them to this day.
Dead.
Yeah, most definitely. I can almost guarantee they're dead. Now, are they dead and shuffled off to the other plane, or have they been reconstituted into some undead monstrosity that'll try and kill us with terrible, terrible necrotic energies? I would
expect the latter.
Yeah.
The latter for sure. It's gonna be the latter.
But we now have a paladin. Paladins are great against the undead.
On the plus side, it would be glorious to die drained of life by necrotic energies. On the minus, what are we going to do with all this useless gold?
Well, you can give it to me. I'm okay with that.
More followers to the true faith.
Well, when we met Yosef back in the day, he was only coming here to look for 1,000 gold pieces.
And he got more than that.
Far more than that. That's double what he wanted when he arrived here. Also, money just, equals publicity. It equals, word of mouth. It equals,
Clout,
some science.
Pissed.
Also, sometimes you just get some nice baubles.
Like, think of how many towels you could buy with that extra gold. Imagine
How many towels we will have to buy with our gold.
Imagine you found like a wand, a fluffy towel summoning in that archive. I'm just saying. There's a lot of towel potential here.
Towels are good, and baubles, Joseph says, are cute.
Well, we got two-thirds of the trifecta then. We got cute and good. Profitable. We got the whole triangle working there. So what do you say? This is a fully funded. Oh, we're in. The Paladin's already in. The Paladin's already in. Come on.
You know what?
To perform in an adventure.
Waywalker, this is an adventure with your family. If you're in, I'm in, but I think this has to be your call.
Well, before we just, jump in willy-nilly, I do have a couple of questions on due diligence here.
Fire away. I'm here to answer them.
Number one, who is the client?
That I keep my own business ethics. They would prefer to remain anonymous.
Does it rhyme with Shalaxel?
Oh no, it's definitely not Jalaxel. I can.
I didn't say that name. Just asking if it rhymed.
It does not even come close.
Does it rhyme with Banshun?
I am being gender neutral, and I'll give you one that it's not Jalaxel. Also, everyone should be thanking that guy. Waterdeep is so rich now. The Lord's Alliance is so rich because of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with, some of the business and these Ledgers I've been working on, but you haven't worked with him the way that we worked with him.
It's legalized stealing. That's the best kind of stealing.
What? An honest run business is its own reward. You told me that.
Yeah, and if your business is stealing, business is good these days. Also,
okay.
Let's not like have any pretenses that we're about to go into a dead lich's library and take things from her. That's the definition of stealing.
Well, I mean, does she have any heirs? I mean, if no one is alive, she's not even alive.
Well, I mean, she's you get in that whole gray area. Liches, is the undead actually alive? They got sentience, all their emotions and memories, but their bodies really can't be destroyed. So I don't know. That's something for a more philosophical brain than mine to comprehend.
Question 2: where is this archive?
Aha. So good news and bad news. Good news is, we know where it is. Bad news is she's developed a magical protection thing called a cloister spell, so there's no teleporting in or out of the area, as liches like to do with important fortifications in areas that they find great interest in. So we can't teleport there directly.
All right, but you probably get, with a few kilometers.
Yeah, add a couple hundred onto that after the few kilometers, and we'll be okay.
Jeez, that's a powerful spell.
She's a very powerful lady, and that's why we're going when she's not there anymore.
So how did you learn that she didn't survive the death curse?
I heard it on a very good source. I'm part of an organization that keeps track of powerful magicians and magical types, and apparently the death curse was not great for the liches around the world. They lost the ability to suck the souls out of people and sustain themselves, and if you don't have any souls to sustain yourself, then that plant dries up and dies. You got yourself a desert, a lich desert, a lizard.
And so why wouldn't these and none of these other connections have tried to get the score themselves?
Well, they may be trying now. I think I'm the first one on it. This is fresh news. This is hot news.
So what continent are we going to? Is it the Sword Coast? Is it in Schultz?
It's on the Sword Coast. It's in a place called the Enchanted Forest.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've ever been there, but I've definitely seen it on a few maps of Faerun. Actually, yeah, I'll do a quick. What do I got here?
Say a history check. History? Yeah, history check. Steph's face was great, by the way.
I know. It's like, oh no.
12. You know of it. You know that people in Trollskull Manor have been in it a couple of times. But other than that, you don't know much of the details behind it. I guess with a 12...
Would we know, because Trollskull has been the headquarters for everything kind of going on with the mercenaries and the adventurers going out, would we know that one of the teams possibly brought somebody back?
Not. Give me a history check or an investigation check, Malika. Your choice.
What am I better in? History or investigate? Oh, I'm smart in both.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah,
21!
The crown of intellect.
Oh yeah, so smart.
Nice roll. 100%. You know the team that did it. You know that they brought 2 people back from a place called Harker's Falls. You know that they encountered some hags in there, that they encountered some messed up druids, and that their ranger was, shout out to Whitney, was exceptionally good and guided them through the forest with no trouble whatsoever, even though the place has a reputation for being super dangerous.
editor's notes, you should go listen to Tales from Trollskull.
Episodes 1 through 4.
So would we be able to talk to, are those people still in, or like the people they brought back from Harker's Fall, not me. Are they still in Waterdeep? Would we be able to talk to them?
You do know that Marley, the person who sent them out on their mission, works at Trollskull Manor, and she's the lady in the know with all the info.
Okay.
Okay, so Enchanted Forest, you got like a map or a guide? Like once we get on the ground there, boots on the ground, you know, we've handled ourselves to a jungle, Amalika and I, but we're not exactly the most knowledgeable when it comes to, you know, I'm a city gnome and you know it. She grew up here.
My essential planning is we use your magical fireplace teleport thing, get real close, get as close as we can. And once we find kind of like that border, we jump into the non-teleporty side, and then we make our way down. I know, again, Lich's archives, a lot of protection, natural defenses of an enchanted forest, probably some mean nasties in there. Maybe some undead, maybe some demons and fiends, maybe some celestials, maybe some fae types. It's hard to say. But, you know, we're all big, strong, beefy people. We got skills in a wide variety of areas. I mean, you know, if a fresh new group of people can go through the Enchanted Forest, no problem. What's it going to be like for us? Push over.
Well, now that you've jinxed it. Well, I think we should talk to Marley and see if she can point us in the direction of the people that came from Harker's Falls and see if they can give us some insight into the forest. Like, I just think, you know, we might as well go in with as much knowledge as we can possibly gather, right?
Yeah, you always want to go in with as much information as possible. Just, you know, cover all your bases, a couple 100 kilometers. Good news, made some preparations. We don't need to bring any camping supplies. Got that covered now.
Gerard's is not going to be happy with that. They're living on that sponsorship deal.
Yeah, you know, I just wanted something a little bit more low-key. You know, not something that really advertises where you are to, you know, your various enemies.
Well, how many people are we going to come across in the Enchanted Forest and a haunted archive of the undead?
You know, in my experience, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, and I feel like all of these things you're saying are just jinxing us. Like, you're just giving us all the bad luck. It's like you're foreshadowing all the things that are going to happen to us.
Whoa, I'm a big believer in good and bad luck, and let me assure you, I have no plans to retire anytime soon. All right, are we back and ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. So I believe we last took off of you were going to talk to the idea was being thrown around that talking to people who've been into the Enchanted Forest, and you're going to talk to Marley about that stuff. As we take it back there in Trollskull Manor. I saw you getting ready to do the voice, and I was like, oh, here it comes.
Okay, so yeah. The purpose of the edit, I guess. Yeah, I think we could wrap up our conversation with Waywocket, Uncle Waywocket, and so yeah, I imagine Marl's like I imagine her office is like, you know, like down the hall.
It's actually
on the second floor.
Yeah, it's on the second floor. It always has that lovely, anytime you walk by, it's always kind of got like this bluish, purplish smoke that kind of like wafts out from underneath it. It smells like lavender and lilacs and stuff like that. Clearly has some scents and incense burning at the same time. And as you knock on the door and open it up, it is like walking into almost another dimension where it is beautifully decorated. There's lovely scarlet carpets or rugs on the ground. Drapes and wall hangings are hanging all around. There's little orbs of yellow and green lights just kind of slowly rotating around, giving like a nice illuminating ghostly shadow-like effect. She has what appears to be almost like an alchemical lab, which is like various glasses and vials, all kind of like puffing off different puffs of different colored smoke for everything from like greens and reds to oranges to whites and blues, as she's just sitting on a very elongated, almost like a fainting couch with this beautiful purple robe wrapped around her, glimmering shiny silk. Her head is wrapped up in a towel and her makeup is immaculate, always in a state of presentation, as she's reading a book and drinking what appears to be a bright blue martini glass. And she actually has one of those elongated cigarette holders just kind of floating in the air independently as she like sips from one, reads, and takes a puff. It's like, yes, my darling employers. How may I help you?
What is this disorienting feminine environment? What are your tricks, bitch?
Okay, don't mind him. He's a bit, you know what? I can't think of a good word for it, but
Excitable.
how are you? That wasn't what I was going to say, but sure, let's go with that.
You see, she gets up off the fainting couch and comes waltzing over to you, Amalika, and does the continental air kisses on both sides. Like, Amalika, my dear, it is such a pleasure to see you in my abode. What did I do to deserve the presence of you three wonderful people?
Well, we were hoping you could maybe answer some questions for us. We had heard that you might know some people who had recently gone through the Enchanted Forest.
Oh, my dears, my babies are going out to the Enchanted Forest. That is such a dangerous place to go.
Yeah, we've heard that, but we heard that there's a group that did it with relative ease and maybe actually knew a couple people who might be able to tell us more.
Oh, yes, the wonderful Bumblebee team. They successfully navigated the Enchanted Forest, and I'm pretty sure I could get you in touch with them. As for the people that came back, there was that salty fellow. He had glowing eyes and what was his name?
Glowing eyes?
Tabby.
A fellow made of salt?
Tabby.
Yeah, that's what she meant. But the glowing eyes?
Yeah, he's a magical fellow. Couldn't taste a thing. He did not enjoy the cuisine, the gastrointestinal experience that is Trollskull Manor. What was his name? It was like a kitty cat name. Calico. His name was Calico.
Okay. Do you know where we could find this Calico?
I believe he frequents down Trollskull Manor sometimes. He's usually out. I think he's working as an adventurer right now. And there was also that brilliant young woman that came back with Liza. She is an astounding person with a metal arm. Yiril, I believe her name. She is very strong. So if you need things lifted, off the top shelf. If you need things off the top shelf, she will get them for you.
Oh, she sounds amazing.
She and Liza have recently bought a boat and are living on it together down in the dock ward.
Good for them. I don't know anything about them, but good for them.
Oh, yes. Saffron's message was glorious. Like, this is amazing. I love it so much. She says, but I do not know where the others are at the moment. They may be out on the adventuring tour, but I can offer any insight if you wish, and I can send out a magical message to them to try and get their responses and help you out inside the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to go anyways, no matter what. That seems to be our MO. But,
good for you. And gives you kind of like a little punch tap on the shoulder.
Thank you.
Ambition drives success. I read that in my self-help book over there right now.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it's find the better enchantress inside you. Every soul is enchanting, and every enchanting needs a soul.
Even souls that are hard as steel?
Oh, please, you apply enough heat to any metal, and it will bend into soft pretzel-like shapes.
True, like a dragon's breath of tenderness.
Exactly. Have you read it? It sounds like you're well-versed in the chapters.
No, but it sounds like I should.
I will give you my copy when I'm done. As for the enchanted forest itself, it is very dangerous, and traversing it can take some time. The size we've been trying to analyze, and it seems that any attempts to properly gauge or measure the diameter or circumference comes back inconclusive, as if some type of magical effect prevented any knowledge about the enchanted forest from escaping it.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, again, any knowledge you can get for us is great. We're gonna do it anyways, but the more we can use to not die, the better, is what I say.
Oh, yes. I mean, what would Trollskull Manor be without its main entrepreneurs? The share ratings alone would plummet the very next day.
The share ratings.
You'll be in if we don't return, which we're definitely going to return, we'll be in very good hands with Alvin and Fablin running the team.
Well, Alvin for sure, but I do not think a donkey has the business acumen that you believe he has.
I would have said Liff.
It's going to be very important to support Alvin's soul should I die.
Okay.
You see, Marley kind of smirks at you, amongst like, and that is why you are my favorite.
Oh, stop. You're my favorite too, and I especially love that you don't do blood magic.
Oh no, have you tried getting a blood stain out of clothing and carpeting? It is so tedious. It's so unnecessary.
Which one of our H children is the blood mage again?
Harko.
Harko.
Wait, who's Hadar? He's that guy who was following us around.
He was the half-elf you saved from the assassin, and he kind of just couch-surfed for indefinitely.
What happened to that little boy? Does he still work for us?
Yeah, he's in the kitchen actually with Liff now.
Little boy.
Martem, I believe it was.
Martem is his name, yes.
Little boy is his name.
Oh my god, if you wanted to go full God of War, you could be like, boy.
Yeah.
There's not enough cinnamon on this sticky bun. Boy.
I'm not making God of War money for this gig.
Well, Marley, this has been so helpful. Again, have Liff bring you something fantastic for dinner on us, and a couple more of those drinks. And this has been enormously helpful. Anything else you can let us know? You know where to find us.
I will, when I gather up all the information from the previous adventurers, I will send you a magically induced massage about their informations concerning the enchanted forest.
I pledge to learn to read, then read this book you've given me, so I too may master your feminine mystique.
I will give it to you as soon as I am done with it. It is compelling, to say the least. And with that, she gives you all that continental air kisses, and sees you out to the door as you hear almost like enchanted chime music start up as soon as the door closes.
Well, do you want to see? She mentioned that guy, the cat guy, is somewhere in here sometimes. Do you want to see if he's here? And we can ask some more questions, or?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. And then, maybe a supply run, get a good nap, and think about teleporting into certain danger. Maybe a quick visit to library. Do I bring the Blackstaff into this one? I don't know. I'll think about it.
All right. Can we go find Calico?
Absolutely. It is not hard to find. Trollskull Manor is a happening and hopping spot. He is, thanks to the B team, a regular down in Trollskull Manor. Doesn't sit really at the booths, more of a bar side type of guy sitting on a stool. You notice that he's got a wide string of empty glasses and bottles around him, and it looks like he's slamming everything back. I'd say even give me either an insight or a perception check.
Perception. Oh, I got a 12.
12.
14 on insight for Waywalk.
Yeah, it's not a hard one. But the amount of empty glasses and bottles around him, you'd expect his butt to be on the floor. He looks straight edge sober.
Are you living, Calico?
What? Who are you? How do you know my name?
Oh.
Guy with the glowing eyes. Marley sent us. She said you might be able to help us out.
Yeah, and this is a man who's got like longish salt and pepper hair, salt and peppery beard, kind of thin, like he's got like that old man tinsel muscle strength where his skin almost looks leathery as he's been out logging wood for most of his life. But he does give off kind of an eerie type of almost an unsettling presence. And he says, "Oh yeah, Marley's a good person. She's taking care of me here. How can I help you out?"
Yeah, so we wanted to know if you had any insight on the enchanted forest that you might be able to give us.
You see him take another drink. Yeah, insight? Don't go.
All right, mission's off.
You're going to give us a little bit more information there, Calico. Why should we not go?
Oh, well, it's full of the meanest, nastiest enchanted things you could ever think of. There's the Hag Sisters, and there's these new corrupt druids. There's demons, the undead. Apparently undead gnolls now. The plant life can be dangerous. The place is probably older than creation itself. The trees grow so fast you can hear them growing and creaking and cracking all over the place. It is magically inclined to get you lost and turn you in circles, even with the best trackers you have around, and that's just the lower level of it.
It sounds like it'll be old hats, old Luther over here. Sounds just like that island of the Pooh Bashaboo.
I confess I am more confident in a straightforward forest and not a twisty magical forest. But I also pledge to meet any challenge.
Well, you're gonna find challenges in there. They got a good witch, a bone witch, a slime witch. Hell, you could throw in a sandwich in there and I believe it'd be dangerous.
Ha ha ha! I like your wordplay.
Yes, wordplay aside, definitely some ominous messages going on over there. Even your best trackers couldn't get a straight line in there, eh?
Well, there was that one furlbog who got us through there out of there pretty safe and got her group in and out pretty safe as well. So, I mean, like, it can be done. You gotta be good, though. You gotta get the best of the best of the best. Or magically, no, because the magic's gonna mess with your magic. It's got like two magics cancel each other out.
Yeah, fair enough. What about burning it down? No way, that's terrible.
Well, I don't think those trees can be burned down, and I don't want to see the reaction of trees that can't be burned down of you trying to burn them down, because I'm pretty sure those trees are alive and sentient and rather unpleasant old ancient beings, if you catch my drift.
You used to cut them down? Wasn't that your job? To cut down the enchanted magic sentient trees?
Well, we got those corrupt, creepy druids chose the trees for us to pick, and now I'm starting to think maybe they were just a murder squad. Maybe they're a hit squad taking out their opponents.
Yeah, all trees are sentient. I don't understand why that's a controversial statement. Anyway.
Okay, well, it sounds like don't go there. You're gonna die. If you don't have a good tracker, you're gonna die. It's not great. The trees are alive in, like, a different capacity than normal trees. And you're
also,
gonna die is the consensus.
An overbearing presence of evil. The deeper in you go.
Seems...
I mean, like, Enchanted
fine.
Forest is really misleading to what the place actually is.
Yeah, Enchanted Forest makes it seem kind of delightful, to be honest.
You know, exactly right. They're thinking like fluffy bunnies, friendly squirrels, birds singing a song. Oh, look, there's a mushroom there that's going to help me out. Nope, that mushroom's probably going to eat you.
Oh, okay. Well, this has been extremely helpful, and can we buy you another round of drinks for your information?
I was like, nah, I can't taste it anyways. But also, Marley keeps me covered, so.
She's a good one, but can I ask what's up with that? You can't taste anything, like anything?
That's been going on for a while. He's like, he brings one of those bar side candles and just puts his hand over top of it, and it's clearly scorching. You can see smoke and like a black char mark on the top of his palm. He pulls it off and it's clearly burned. He's like, just touches it. Nope. Nothing.
And you don't know what's going on there?
It's been this way for a couple months now. No one can really figure me out so far.
Friend, I too feel a curious deadness inside when experiencing things other people found enjoyable. But I encourage you to persevere and discover the joys of life.
Am I able to, like, do Arcana or anything to kind of get more information?
You can absolutely do an Arcana check.
What? I have a 7 in Arcana and I got a 1? This is baloney.
What happened to that headband?
Oh my god. I know. I was like, surely this is going to be like a 20. No. Nat 1.
Ouch. This is completely alien to you. You've never seen anything like this before. It's any type of affliction like this you've seen would usually be followed like more negative consequences. So it's hard to put your finger on it, as he can't taste anything, he can't feel anything, but he looks fine.
Well, if we get back, I'll see if I can get you an appointment with the Blackstaff's best people.
Oh, well, Blackstaff is kind of busy at the moment. They're doing all this trying to keep the Arcane Brotherhood out of coming back into Waterdeep, and they're catching word that economy's doing so well. They want another headquarters back in the base, but Blackstaff doesn't trust them a whole lot. So,
You're very well connected for an unfeeling pseudo monster.
I'm not a monster. I mean, I'm just a lumberjack.
Yeah, Waywalker. So rude.
I didn't know you were so hippy-dippy about trees, Waywalker.
I'm a lover of all forest creatures, and this guy has glowing eyes.
His eyes right now are actually like iceberg blue, like just like his natural eye color. They're not lit up at all.
Okay. I misheard, I guess. Before.
No, that's all right.
Sorry. Sorry, look, it didn't mean anything personal. Just, you can't feel things. It seems like something out of a story. It seems like you've been cursed or something. I think you should do some more investigations.
Well, I've been living out in the middle of nowhere for, a good 70 years of my life. This is my first time outside Harker's Falls. And let me tell you, life is a lot more different out here than it is back there.
Well, I don't have to ask you how, but what's your number one top reason?
Top reason for?
How different it is.
Like, one, there's more people than humans out here. 2, there's more people. 3, there's better food out here. 4, I get a choice in clothes to wear. 5, there's an ocean.
It's all sound pretty good.
I mean, like, if people knew about this place, they'd want to get out of Harker's Falls as well. Or, like, just, if they see this place, like, wow, like, this really is the city of wonder, the city of splendor. This is a great place to live.
Yeah. It is pretty great. But unfortunately, all those people have that pesky demon forest to contend with.
Yeah. I don't see myself going back there ever again. That is a dangerous place.
If you ever got lost, was there a good way to, like, reset yourself? Get yourself back on the path you're going? I don't know, like a slope or an incline, color of a tree?
All right, well, I guess if you're looking for advice on the Enchanted Forest, I can tell you this. 1, don't travel alone. You're going to die. You're going to die. Safety in numbers. 2, it's almost like it's split in half, where there's a giant cliff, hundreds of feet high, and it's sharp, and it's noticeable. If you're on the lower end, that's kind of like the easier part. The meaner, nastier stuff's up on the upper level. The deeper you go into that forest, the more dangerous it gets, the more ominous it gets, the more the trees resent you being in the area type of thing.
Angry trees.
But
Okay.
if you do chop them down, that enchanted lumber can do an awful lot of stuff. Magic boats, magic buildings, magic wands, magic shields, magic tables, magic chairs, magic anything involving wood. So it's profitable, but comes with a risk. If you get yourself lost and you're trying to find your way out, that forest, depending on its mood, will try and fuck with you. It will try and tell you left is right, up is down, north is south, east is west. Left is a cheeseburger.
I do like cheeseburgers.
You are not going to do well in there then, because if they know that, you'll see a trail of cheeseburgers leading to a pit trap of death, probably. Or, like, it's probably messed up enough that it'll just be one gigantic cheeseburger waiting to eat you as you got close to it.
Well, then I won't like cheeseburgers anymore.
I'm just saying, the forest has a way of figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and then messing with that.
So it's like a telepathic, mean forest.
It's mean. It is unpleasant, that is for sure. It is a constant state of get you out, get you lost, no way home. You need guides in there. You need people we used to use the druids before we found out though that trio was all messed up. And that group that came and got me, they had probably one of the best rangers I've ever seen. Led them straight in, straight out without any troubles.
So I wish the forest would fight in a more straightforward fashion. I am certain we will triumph.
What are you going in there for anyways? What's so important that you gotta take some time to go into the Enchanted Forest?
Gold, apparently. Honestly, it sounds like a waste of time.
Sounds it better be a lot of gold then, because that does not sound worth it in my books. And you know, I'm 74, so, and I spent most of my life in there.
Well, you've given us some things to consider. Again, I know you said Marley is gonna take care of you, but if there's anything we can do, you know, give us a shout. And yeah.
Well, I may take you up on the, because it's hard getting an appointment with the Blackstaff, trying to figure out this thing as he just motions to himself in general. So I may hit you up on that when you get back. I hope you get back. I hope you don't go, is what I hope.
Yeah, I tend to hope that a lot of the time whenever we start an adventure, to be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of classic you. Okay, well, yeah, thanks so much for the time. I leaving this meeting, as much as I think, Malika and I, we've been through so much together. This guy, talks a big game, pointing at Uthar.
Like, well, you're gonna need someone big like that. We had Ural back in the day, but you're gonna need someone big and monstrous like that too, because you need the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think we might need a guide, unless Uncle's got a map he didn't tell us about.
Well,
are there any maps? Do you have a map in the inventions? Speaking of maps.
Like I said, the map we had were the Druids. Any map we tried to use would probably be outdated within 48 hours. That place changes paths on you so fast. And the forest regrows so fast. So the same place you're looking at is not going to be the same place you saw 2 days later.
Because of the magic and the cheeseburgers and such.
Yes.
The magical cheeseburgers.
And granted, the cheeseburgers were just an example, but I will not put it out of the realm of possibility.
Now I feel it is almost certain to happen because we said it.
Foreshadowing.
Had 2 days left till retirement. I think you can. I'll take you up on that offer when you get back.
Perfect. Well, team, what are the things you think we need? We got a little bit of information. We know that Tali over here is going to help sniff out good and the evil. And we got, it sounds like Uncle Waywocket, is coming with us. I didn't ask him directly, but just all the things he said seemed to indicate that he's coming. Like your take on it too, Malika?
Yeah. He definitely seemed keen to, I wouldn't say be there, supervise, be a part of,
Maybe he'll bring that weird spider suit he had. That was pretty sweet, I gotta say.
Oh, yeah. Doc Ock Waywocket.
Yeah, spiders have always been his thing. He used to have this cloak. It was amazing. It helped him crawl on walls. Oh my god, I loved that thing.
Well, so you said Waywocket, that you already got supplies for us?
Yeah, a little thing in my book here. He pulls out a tome. Little spell called a little tiny hut. We're gonna be camping in style.
Ooh, glamping.
We got a little glamp. A little house up there. I think a bunch of creatures. We can see out. People can't see in. It's very good.
You see Calico turn around. He's like, "Oh, just be careful of that thing. We used to have a magic user who used that thing. It doesn't stop things from coming up from underneath the ground."
Oh. Well, neither would a tent.
Yeah, but you're kind of contained in like a cup and balls routine, except like it came to eat the ball, and you're stuck.
And we're the ball.
Yes.
The cup is the hat.
Yes.
What is this creature that's going to eat us?
We don't know, but there was a big hole in the ground, and our magic user was gone.
Right. Well, in this case, we're all going to be in the hut, so we're all going to go into that worm's belly or whatever and kill it from the inside. That's what we do.
Well,
That is what we do.
good luck to you then, because, I wouldn't go. And he turns back around. He's clink.
All right. Well, that's that, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We might want to, gather a couple other mundane things. Bulky over here maybe could use, I don't know, some tougher armor or some rations. What do you got there?
My iron will is the only armor I need, and I brought these weapons. As for rations, I availed myself of the buffet earlier.
You're going to kill me, Adam. You're going to kill me.
Very good. Okay. How about you, Malika? Anything else you want to know before we go?
No, I mean, think your uncle, we just need to make sure he's good to go, and then, let's hopefully not die.
Yeah, hopefully not die is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully not die. Tomorrow is ahead.
I'll put that on a business card.
It's probably going to be the title of the episode. So, what do you wish to do? It can literally be anything you want. We can jump ahead to teleporting to the Enchanted Forest. You can stay in town, do research, gather supplies. Whichever you choose is the right decision, unless it gets you all killed.
Forest.
Yeah, imagine just sort of stocked up on a few things, got some fresh parchment and supplies.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough to do.
We don't want to try and get a guide or anything to help out?
Well, actually, here's what I'm thinking. In a more private space, it's like the reason why Waywocket was looking at our friend the Paladin over here is that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Uther, but you guys have a great sense of smelling out evil and the undead. That's the best of my knowledge, anyway. So I'm thinking the nose pointing at this guy over here is going to lead. And as he points, he gets to about
your waist being off.
Yeah, I'm pointing at his thigh.
Wait. Sorry. Say that last part.
Sorry. Go for it.
Oh, but basically, so I'm pretty sure paladins have an ability called divine sense or something like that, where you can
literally smell undead. I believe so.
So once we get there, follow the nose of Mr. Taldock and Fun over here.
How do I know it's the correct scent? There could be many dead and undead in this enchanted forest.
Yeah, I feel like the Lich's archive is going to be giving off a pretty powerful scent, and there'll be more undead magic the closer you get there.
I like this plan. Perhaps you are not the bumbling fool Joseph always described you as.
He what?
Kind of peppery, kind of coppery, bit of sulfur.
I am going to send him a sternly worded letter anyway.
Are you surprised?
Not very, but a little disappointed.
Let's be honest. His ego was getting out of control, and Carl really didn't do us any favors here in toning that down. Carl really enabled that.
Fun fact, the letters are actually read by a devout dwarf who mostly throws them away.
That explains why I haven't gotten any answers to my previous letters, which were all very well written.
There's a lot of fan mail going down on the enchanted volcano.
He should really reconsider that, because fans are the bedrock of anything, and it's just a nice form letter will do a lot in that way. He's going to lose this without me. He's forgetting who made him. Anyway, not mad, I'm just
made him into a monster?
Look. I was doing the best with what I had, which was already a very impressionable young man with incredible cosmic powers.
I'll thank you not call the one true god a monster, especially all those times he saved you.
Amalika's doing hand gestures, just kind of yeah, whatever.
All right. I think with Mr. Nose over here, we should be sitting pretty.
Pretty?
So you gather your supplies, you head over to Trollskull Manor. I assume you have one last well-made meal. Per lift standards, it is delightful, warming, and filling to your specific needs. And you do notice that Martem does come out and offers some, his specialty seems to be in baked goods and pastries, as you get kind of this nice upside-down pineapple cake type of deal. It's fruity, citrusy, and it definitely, when you eat it, you get a little spark of happiness every time you squish down on the fruity bits, the gelatin bits in it.
You're getting really good at this.
It's oh yeah, Liv has been teaching me a lot. It's amazing what you can learn in the service industry of being a bartender and a chef for 300 years alive and then a couple hundred years dead. He knows a lot. I'm glad he didn't get banished from this place, because he is the thing.
Amalika kind of looks at Waywocket again for a second, yeah, I'm glad that too.
Things worked out.
Eventually,
look, you inherit a haunted mansion from a bit of a bait and switch. You lose your temper.
It's I heard you're going into a dangerous place, so I did get you all something. And he brings out these 3 beautiful, delicious, red delicious candied apples. And he says, if you're ever in trouble, just think of home and eat these.
Mm.
And they are a magical item that will only be disclosed what their powers are when you decide to bite into them.
When in trouble, you say?
When in trouble, think of home and bite into these.
Just making some notes, alright?
That's all right.
I know, me too.
We have like one each.
Yes, everyone has one apple each. And so, Waywocket is waiting for you outside the door to your magical teleporting fireplace. He is in full foresty out adventuring gear. Think of it kind of like that city dad who's going hunting for the first time, where everything still has the price tag on it, sticks out like a sore thumb. It's camouflage, but he's clearly not wearing it correctly, and he just kind of like sticks out, has rolls of maps, a big backpack on, some goggles on. He says, "All right, y'all look like you're ready to go. Shall we tell it? I've got the star map all ready to get us as close as we can. And check it out, Weewalker, check it out. I've come up with a magical device to find the border of a glitch-like non-teleport area." It's like, hold out your hand.
Okay.
You see him produce kind of like this like gray wiffle ball type of thing, and it just hovers in his hand for a minute, and just kind of like poof, and teleports about 5 feet over to your hand, and poof, it lands in your hand. He says,
Wow.
Now, someone would think a useless wiffle ball that can teleport 5 feet, no good for anything. But if you teleport it and it just bounces, you found the border of where you can't teleport to anymore. You mark it down like that's where you start.
Yeah, good point. Can start narrowing it down, sussing it out.
I mean, yeah, the range is only 5 feet, but once you find it, you can totally find the border. And once you find the border, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just keep on popping this here thing once we get closer to where we're going.
You see him tap his finger to his head and smile. He's like, "That's my boy. I knew you'd get it." You all head into the teleporting fireplace room. It usually doesn't feel as crowded, but as Uther walks in with his big, massive frame, he's got to do like that tall guy in the basement and like duck his head down underneath the door frame. His shoulders are kind of like crowded in. He's like, all right. Well, not unforeseen circumstances. It's a little tight, but we'll solve that real soon. As he pulls out a star chart, lights the fireplace and tosses it in. You see it, this big cosmic as purple and sparkly smoke comes roaring out of the fireplace, and you feel the air pressure change. The air becomes a lot cooler, and it is about evening time as you find yourselves in a very dense forest where it's tree trunks and that soft forest bedding cushions the landing of the room, where it kind of looks like the wall was just literally ripped off the side as like jagged pieces of wood and stone surround the fireplace area. As you see Waywocket step onto the floor, or onto the forest floor, and say, "All right, the adventure begins." And that's where we're gonna call it.
Yay!
For this week.
Welcome back.
Yay, welcome back, everybody. Good episode, everybody. Taking a moment to break away from the group briefly as they transition upstairs, a character dips into a shady part of Trollskull Manor, rolls up their sleeves as they see golden runes begin to carve themselves onto their inner forearm. It reads, "Is everything in motion?" Character nods, and more runes carve in, "Good. Let me know when you've left." The character rolls their sleeve down, nods, and continues up the stairs. The Diecast podcast was produced by Miles Baker, Stephanie Cook, and Johnny Robertson. Music provided by Syrinscape.com.